What's going on, everybody? It's Pete from Crunch Time Coaching. Happy holidays out there. Got a beautiful candy cane. Actually, one of my students, her name's Sierra, she gave me that nice candy cane, little nice cup with some Hershey Kisses in it. You know, that's one of the cool perks of being a coach. So today, if you can see, it's nasty outside. It's raining, the ground is wet, and you know, for tennis players, we hate this. We absolutely hate days like this. It's where we look outside and we feel helpless. We can't do anything to improve our game, right? We're stuck inside. We're going stir crazy. We're watching Netflix. And we want to get out, we want to do something cool, we want to improve the game. But the weather just will not cooperate. So what I'm going to do today for you guys, I'm going to give you 5 tips you can do, 5 things you can do to improve your tennis game on a rainy, crummy day. So you have zero excuse. You're always improving your game. You're always going at next level. So let's get started, all right? Just gonna get the camera, I'm gonna put it over here. It's kind of misting, so I think we'll go out here. It looks like the lighting's a little better out here for everybody. So you can see I'm growing a holiday beard. So let me know what you think of the holiday beard. Come on, let me get, this thing is not cooperating. Let me get it up in there. There we go. All right, so I'm growing that holiday beard. Let me know what you think, if you're digging it. My girlfriend likes it. That's cool. You know, that's the important thing. The girlfriend gives it the seal of approval. So if you're just joining today's Periscope, what I was saying is we got a rainy, crummy, crappy day, right? Tap the screen. Give me some hearts if you absolutely hate crummy, rainy days if you're a tennis player. And that you know you want to get out there when you want to improve. So today I'm giving you 5 tips you can do to improve your tennis game on a crummy, crappy, rainy day. So you have no excuse, so you're going to be improving, all right? So tip number 1, I got my tennis racket. It's rain. I got my tennis racket. I can't play. I can't improve. You're absolutely wrong. You absolutely can improve. And here's one thing that a lot of people don't do. They don't do shadow strokes. And my philosophy is if you can't hit a perfect shot without the ball, how are you going to do it when the ball is coming? So many people, if you ask them to do a demo shadow stroke, they're way off in their stroke and they say, well, I can't really do this. I feel silly. You know, I need the ball coming for me to do the stroke. But if you look at any sport, whether you're looking at a basketball player, how many basketball players have you seen before the referee gives them the ball that they're here and they do like a little practice stroke? Shadow boxing, right? I definitely don't want to be a shadow boxer. I don't want to get my butt kicked. I wouldn't do very well. Let me just move this a little further out here, okay? Wow, I watch your YouTube videos, huh? Thank you. Thank you very much. That's going to be one of the tips, okay? I'm glad that you're on. And if you're just joining, again, this is 5 tips you can do to improve your game. First is shadow strokes, but I don't want you to just do anything. I just don't want you whacking the shot. So here we are, we're going to improve our forehand, and I just don't want you swinging without really realizing what's going on. So I want you to start nice and slow. First of all, make sure you really know your grip. If I ask you, what's your forehand grip, I want you to be able to tell me, well, I swing with a continental. I swing with a Eastern grip. I swing with a Western grip. I swing with a semi-Western grip. So today, okay, cool, you got the semi-Western grip. I got the semi-Western grip. What is a semi-Western grip if you don't know what it is and maybe you want to switch? You literally just drop the racket on the ground, pretend this is the ground, my hand, and you just basically pick it up like a frying pan, like you can fry an egg. So I'm in the semi-Western grip. And I also like this to be my ready position, even when I'm returning serve, because I want to dominate the point with the forehand. You'll notice that Rafael Nadal, Maria Sharapova, lots of pros, when they get ready, they actually stand ready like this, okay? So I like this kind of ready position. And you want to know your first move. You want to know your first move like you're a gunslinger. Like if you are called out to the OK Corral and you're in a gunslinging contest, that you know right away your first move. You know it in your sleep. Okay, and it's the same every time. All right, so my first move I like to think about is mirror, mirror, meaning that I'm going to get, and my racket face is going to mirror into my face so I can see it. I don't want to be too close, so my first move, I like to be extended here by the throat when I go in my first move. So maybe I'm here, well I actually have a one-hand backhand, so I kind of hold my ready position like this, okay? And if it comes over the forehand, I just get right here in mirror, mirror. So again, I got my hands extended and I just come right here. Notice I'm just doing a pivot, guys. I'm just doing a pivot, boom. All right? And I can do this automatically and there's not much going on. You see, a lot of people when they make their first move, their body becomes disconnected. They start disconnecting the body and they'll do, you know, they start thinking about their hand. And now all of a sudden the hand and the core are not connected. You see that? The hand and the core are not connected. If you're liking this lesson so far, give me some hearts. Tap the screen. All right? If this is making sense. So we're coming here. Oh, cool. Thank you. So we're coming here and we're just going like that. We're just practicing this. This is something you can do to get going. Oh, cool. I got some. What's better, straight arm forehand or bent arm like Novak? That's a good question. And I think if you look at the pros too, they will sometimes change it up depending on the kind of the ball they get. I like when I'm coming here to have a little bend in it, but to make sure, almost like I can put like a little beach ball in between my chest and the racket, right? So I like a little bit of a bent arm. Rick Macy also talks about giving like a little bit of a nudge. Right? He talks about giving a little bit of a nudge. I kind of like that too, right? So I don't really, what I want you to do is just know your forehand. I don't prefer one over the other. There's a couple of different ways to prepare. I'm showing you the way that I like to prepare. And I think if you're picking a right one, if you're picking one that's widely accepted and that pros do, whatever fits your style. Like for example, I like to get here in mirror, mirror, and I know lots of like Federer and things, they're coming out here, and Rick Macy likes to talk about, you know, good dog out here. I actually don't come out here, and I'm not saying, I think this is a great, I teach a lot of my kids now to come out here and then go into that lag and snap. But I think that what I'm going to show you today is a little easier for everybody, and we're still going to have a short enough backswing. We're not going to have much wasted movement. So just watch what I'm going to be doing here. All right, so we're here, and we're going to come right there. We practice that. Now the next thing you can do is you can, once you're in mirror, mirror, once you just start to disconnect, I want you to say hi to the fence. See that? So you're going to, so pretend there's a fence back there. Let's say the screen right here is the fence. I'm going to come here in my mirror, mirror move. You see? Mirror, mirror right there. Then I'm going to come back here and say hi to the fence. Rick Macy likes you to come here. Good dog. I like that too. I teach that too. But today we're not teaching that one. We're teaching this one. I think it's a little easier. Here, hi to the fence. Then what's going to happen from there is we're going to drop into that slot. And Butch Staples, a great coach, talks about shooting. He calls it shooting the hooch. We're here in Georgia. We're here in Georgia. And what people do here on the river is they shoot the hooch. There's the Chattahoochee River. So we're going to shoot the hooch. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to come here, say hi to the fence, and then drop down in here, and then we're going to shoot the hooch. And we're going to come around. Once we get here and we reach out through our hitting zone, then we're going to come around the clock. Okay, and you're simply just taking your wrist. It's like you're turning a doorknob this way. You're turning a doorknob this way. See that? You're turning the doorknob this way and over. And you can finish a couple of ways. You can finish here across your shoulder, and show the racket butt out that way. You can finish over your shoulder and catch the racket. I don't even mind if you do the windshield wiper shot and kind of come down here. Whatever you want to be working on, that's another thing. You want your forehand like different tennis, like different dance moves. Like you have different things you can do. Thank you for the hearts. Okay, so there's different moves you can do. So I'm going to just be practicing this, getting this set, saying hi to the fence. So I'm breaking it down. Break it down in the beginning, guys, if you never really do these shadow strokes. Break it down, okay? Just don't go wild on it. Make sure you know each move individually. So it's 1, say hi to the fence, 2, shoot the hooch. I like the idea, especially when you're practicing, to catch the follow through. Catching the follow through means have it end up in the other hand. And especially if you're somebody who gets tight in a match, here's a bonus tip. If you're somebody who gets tight in a match and you have trouble following through, practice hitting where you actually hand off the follow through to the other side. See that? You can just warm up hitting, and this way you'll be loose. Even in a match sometimes you can do that in a couple of shots. You just do it less exaggerated. See, I kind of handed off, but I didn't show my opponent. But just so you stay loose. So let's review that. We're here in a ready position. We swivel right over to mirror, mirror. We say hi to the fence. We shoot the hooch and catch the follow through. Racket butt coming that way. Notice I'm choosing to come around the shoulder today. All right? So that's your first thing. Then, what I think is a really cool practice to do for shadow strokes is to focus on the contact point. Can you stop your racket on contact, right, with the imaginary ball coming and make it to where the ball is definitely going to go in? Here's what a lot of people will do. A lot of people will come here, they'll go to swing, and when they come to contact, the racket face goes this way. Look at that from the side, guys. Is that ball going to go in or out? What do you guys think? And you see, if this is not perfect, if it's slightly open, look at that. Now, that's the cruel thing about tennis. If I hit the ball here, that's barely off. But if I swing fast, guess what? That's literally going into the fence. That may even go over the fence. That's right, guys. That little mistake could go over the fence. So I want to make sure that when I hit my contact, especially if I've got my semi-western grip, I'm like this. Because I'm going to be coming beneath the ball up to the contact. I'm coming beneath the ball up to the contact. And here's the thing. I can do this with my eyes closed. So can you practice a shadow stroke? Close your eyes, stop on contact, look at it, open your eyes, and ask yourself honestly, was that ball going in? Was that ball going to go forward? And was it going to land into the court? What does the wrist do at it's kind of, that's a great point. What's the wrist at contact? You kind of lock it. You don't want to be tight. So I don't want to say locked and everybody thinks that. Thank you for the pumping of the hearts. Guys, if you want to pump the hearts, hey, if you want to share this lesson, you're thinking, wow, this is a pretty cool lesson on a rainy day. What you can do is you can swipe your screen up and then hit share. If you'd like to invite some of your other tennis friends, I'd appreciate that. So anyway, we come here, and the wrist, look at this. I'm going to move the camera here. This is a great visual. Watch this. You see that wall? You see that wall? Right there. I've got power. I've got power doing this, don't I? I can push in that wall as hard as I want and not get hurt and be strong. What if my hand was like this? Hello from Russia. What if my hand was like this? How hard could I push into it? I'd be afraid that I'm going to start hurting my knuckles and stuff. So when you're hitting your shot, you want to be in this position. Your wrist is still laid back. All right, this is super important. Without having a tight wrist, your wrist is laid back. Does that make sense? So if I'm in this flex ray position, I'm pretty much done already, guys. I just come from here to here. I drop, and then when I come here, I'm here. Now, if I open my hand, guess what? I'm like that. I'm like that, where I'm pushing against the wall. Where too many people, when they get ready to hit, this breaks because they're thinking about being wristy. They're thinking about adding spin, and by the time they hit, their wrist is like this. Now we're going to take that hand and push it against the wall. Guess what? That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a lot. So we don't want that. We want here. That's where our wrist is on contact. So good question. If you guys have more questions, ask questions. If you guys like this, pump the screen. If you want your buddies to see it, swipe the screen. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So you guys got that? So again, we're here. We're here. We're practicing where we can close our eyes and make sure we have perfect contact. Now here's the thing too, guys. What if you don't have perfect contact? What if you hit and your racket face is open? What do? Do you hit yourself in the head and say you're an idiot and you're stupid? No, you don't do that. What you do is you correct. So if I finish here and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not going to go in, I correct. And I do it, let's say, oh no, there it is again, I correct. And I do it, oh now look at that, that's not going to go in, I correct. And I just keep correcting until I can do it automatically every time, stop on contact, and it's perfect. Then of course when we start to play tennis, we want to be relaxed through that hitting zone. So then you see right there, I knew that was correct, so by the time I'm swinging through, now once I speed it up, I know it's going to go in. Another thing you can do is I like to start, so see that we got the contact. What should we do after contact? Let's go slow motion. Let's do it more slow motion and really watch what the racket head is doing and finish and kind of going in slow motion, right? Getting here slow motion. Then you can just go a little faster, until all of a sudden you're speeding up into your regular stroke. Think of a shot that you can make over and over again. Think of a route. Your first thing I want you to master is the rally ball. So think of a swing path where you're picturing the ball going up and over the net and in. Not a ball that's flying like that, like a million miles an hour. That's not what you want to be practicing. I don't want you out here being macho man. Who's asking the question now? Does that add topspin? It sure does add topspin. I don't want you hitting the ball a million miles an hour just thinking that you're like, oh man, I'm really improving now. No, don't do that. Make sure you're in control. See, look at that. It's a nice rally ball. Guys, if you can master a ball that goes over the net 3 to 6 feet, lands past the service line, right? I'm not even asking you to hit the ball, you know, a couple feet from the baseline. If you can consistently hit a ball that goes past the service line and you are 4.0 or less, you will barely lose a match. Do you know that Bjorn Borg, who won 5 Wimbledons in a row, 6 French Opens, retired at 26, do you know that his aim, that he said, was just a foot over the service line? That's where he aimed every ball. And he said if he got closer to the lines or he got deeper, it was kind of luck. Can you believe that? And that's how, imagine how good that guy was. Believe me, he'd still, you know, he'd kick all our butts. Even I know that was a long time ago, but guess what? Borg played with a semi-Western grip. Borg was fast as could be. He was one of the greatest players ever, and he's just aiming a foot over the service line. So don't forget that. There you go. There's your shadow stroke practice. Do you see how much we're improving on a rainy day and we haven't even hit the court? You know, tap your screen if you like this. So the next thing we're going to do is tip number 2. Thank you for tapping the screen. Thank you for joining, guys. I'm having fun. Hold on, I'll be right back. See, guys, I came prepared today. I came prepared. This is a prepared Periscope, okay? I'm not winging it. I'm prepared, okay? Tip number 2 is fitness. All right, so if it's raining out, I don't want you sitting there feeling sorry for yourself with the bonbons watching Netflix all day. I don't want you to do that. I want you to get fit, because guess what? Your opponents, think about when you watch the tennis on TV, when you watch that tennis on TV, everybody is in incredible, crazy shape. I truly believe we have the fittest, best athletes out there, and that we are so underappreciated as a sport as far as our athletic ability. Tap the screen if you agree with me. Are the tennis pros not the best athletes? And number 2, are they not the classiest athletes out there? If you think our tennis game has classy, great athletes, I want you to pump the screen and give the tennis pros out there some hearts. Okay? Now, Tabata Fitness. I love Tabata Fitness because it's a lot like tennis. In fact, you'll even be better than tennis as far as fitness, because with tennis you got what, 25 seconds in between points. Second only in the world to world-class boxers. That's true, but we don't have brain damage after we're done. Tennis pros tend to always be smart. So I'm liking the tennis players. All right? And it's a sport you can play for life. Okay, now, Tabata workouts. What are they? You get your timer. How do you play closer to the baseline and stop going further back to buy time? That's a good question. I will give you a quick answer. Work on your split step. Get better at your split step. Read the ball better. Okay. In fact, right now I'm doing a course on anticipation. It's really about anticipating and reading the ball. Shorter back swings. Okay, but that's not what this video is about. But I really like that question. Okay, Tabata Fitness. It's 20 seconds, hardcore, as hard as you can go. 10-second break. So think about a tennis point. Most tennis points don't last 20 seconds. Would you agree? Most tennis points, especially on the pro tour, it's 4 shots or less. I know we're not pros, okay, but I watch a lot of rec tennis. I teach a lot of recreational kids and adults. Most points don't go past 3 balls. Then occasionally you'll have a moon ball rally match where it can literally go for minutes on end. But in general, we're definitely playing under 20 seconds, and we get a 25-second break. And really, no linesman is out there watching our matches, so we can take longer if we want. So imagine if you're able to routinely work really hard for 20 seconds, only get a 10-second break, train your body to where you're ready for anything after 10 seconds. So I'm actually going to show you a little Tabata workout. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm not going to go for 20 seconds and then do a 10-second break because, number one, I don't have a timer, and number two, I don't know if you guys really want me to watch that. But I'm going to give you 3. So if you're like, well, what's a Tabata workout? What would I do? How would I use it for myself? I'm about to show you 3 exercises. Let me get my book here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is good. This is good. All right. I appreciate you guys being on today. I'm having fun. This is a lot of fun. I'm getting the coach on a rainy day. See, I'm getting the coach on a rainy day. So this is a win-win for both of us. All right, squat jumps. So you would do this for 20 seconds. And this is good because not enough people get into an athletic position for the return of serve and for tennis. There's a great coach. Check him out on YouTube. His name's Pat Doherty. He works at IMG Academies. He talks about the athletic foundation. In fact, he's even got a belt called the ARC Trainer or AP, I don't know, something AP belt. It's really cool. And it basically gets you down that athletic position. Somebody's asking a question here. Randy, Jersey Shore. What's up, Randy, Jersey Shore? I was from New Jersey, actually. Grew up in Mays Landing, New Jersey. Love to go to Ocean City. Anyway, how many players at your club do you actually see get down here for a return of serve? Somebody's asking something again. Hi. Hello. How many players do you see get down here for return of serve? Not many. In fact, most people, what they do, I'm trying to read all your comments. all of them get down there, really? Well, you must be playing some good players. If you see all your players that you're playing against, now the pros all get down there. The pros all get down here. I definitely don't think all the recreational players get down there unless you're playing at a high level. If all the people you're playing against get down that low, you're probably playing against a high level. To start or end practice, just joking. Okay. All right. So we're getting down here. You want to practice being able to get down this low. So here we go. We're going on our Tabata workout. Here's your first exercise to get good at, to practice this for 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So we're going to go in, and let's hold this in a ready position. So we're going to go into our athletic foundation, into a split step, but an extra high, crazy, exaggerated split step. So you really get the idea of exploding. All right, tennis and power is from the ground up. So the more you're getting your ground into the ball and you're coming up with balance, you'll be doing good. Do you think this is the start or the end of the practice? This is a Tabata workout. You could do this at the end of practice or to get warmed up for your matches, but this is basically what to do on a rainy day, and this is tip number 2 where you can work out Tabata style. Okay, so here's the first exercise. First Tabata exercise. You're doing this for 20 seconds on. You're doing this for 10 seconds off. This is your first exercise. You're coming down here and up, down and up, down and up. You do that, you will start to sweat. You will start to get fit. Your legs will start to burn. That lactic acid will start to build up. That's what you want. Okay? All right, that's your first one. Number 2. So exercise number 2 is the push-up. Okay? So you're getting down, push-up. Right? A great thing you can do, I think, is to put a tennis ball right down in front of you and make sure your chest touches that tennis ball. So you're doing that for 20 seconds. So now you're building up your strength. If you like this lesson so far, what you can do is you can swipe your screen up and hit share if you want your other tennis buddies to see it. So far we've got the Tabata squats, split step hop. We've got the push-ups. Third thing you're going to do is you're going to put 2 tennis balls about arm's length away from each other. So you can basically take your arms and reach them out as far as you can, kind of go down, put the tennis balls on the ground, and work on figure 8s, okay? So what's a figure 8? I'll try and bring this back further so you can kind of see the ground. Okay, cool. So figure 8, imagine you got your tennis balls. So I got my tennis balls, I'm putting one here, I'm putting one here, get down in my athletic position, and moving around and through. Okay, figure 8 style. You can do that, or you can practice shadow strokes through the figure 8s. You can practice shadow strokes through the figure 8s, coming in and around, right? Coming in and around, see that? Make sure you get your split step, I forgot to do that, back if you want to practice a shadow stroke. So coming here, hitting, coming through, split step. Don't forget that split step. Then coming up, hitting, coming around, split step. Do that for 20 seconds. Why is the figure 8 such a good, why is that figure 8 such a good practice? Because it's having you come forward. It's building the habit of attacking tennis balls and bringing this back leg around at the end is really going to help your balance. It's going to help your drive, your penetration, and it's going to get you recovered faster for the next ball. So what a Tabata workout would be is you literally set these 3 exercises for about 5 minutes. That's all you need. If you want to go real hardcore, do that for 10 minutes. Imagine doing those squats, push-ups, and figure 8s, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 10 minutes straight. I promise you, you'll be sweating more, working harder. It'll be better for your tennis game than getting on the treadmill for 30 to 40 minutes, right? So is that a good deal that you work your butt off? Who thinks that's a good deal? Tap the screen if you think that's a good deal. That you work your butt off for 10 minutes, you're sweating, you're done, you're improving your tennis game, as opposed to getting on a treadmill like this, you know, getting your little magazine, maybe having your little drink, your TV up there, and just running, right, like a hamster, like this. This is how you see everybody in the gym. I work at a gym, right? This is what I see everybody do. Do you think that's really going to improve their tennis game? Do you think that's really going to improve? Nadal was practicing the figure 8s the other day. Thank you. Thank you, whoever said that. I appreciate that. That's only tip number 2. I'm spending so much time on this Periscope. This is fun. I'm new to Periscope. If you have not followed me, you can follow me on Periscope. If you follow me, guess what? I'm going to follow you. Okay? So follow me on Periscope if you're liking this. Okay, tip number 3. Tip number 3. Okay? Watch this. Okay, I'm really prepared. I'll be right back. Tip number 3, what you can do to improve on a rainy day. This is all about top 5 things you can do on a rainy day to improve your tennis. Tip number 3, guys, is you can go to YouTube. You can look at a lot of good instructors on YouTube. Okay, I happen to think I'm a good instructor on YouTube. So you can type in Peter Freeman Tennis. You can type in Peter Freeman Tennis. And you can see I've got over 300 videos to help you improve on YouTube. So that's one thing you can do. You can go to crunchtimecoaching.com and get free videos and free training courses, okay? If you really like my training and you want to go deeper, you can go for some paid training courses. You can do that. No pressure, no pressure. It's all good. Okay, but anyway, and I'm not the only great coach out there. There's Essential Tennis, Ian with Essential Tennis. I like him. He might be on this Periscope. I don't know. There's Brent Abel from Web Tennis. So I'm not trying to hide. You guys will find them anyway. These are all my favorites. I like myself. I like Top Tennis Training, those guys from England. I like Essential Tennis. I like Jeff Salzenstein. I like Kevin Garlington. I like Top Speed Tennis. These are some of my favorite instructors. I'm fairly friendly with most of them, and well, actually all of them, and I think they're good. And I think it's good for you on a rainy day to go through and watch these videos, because you can improve by watching videos, to getting tips. Lots of times when you're in a clinic and instructors, and I know this because I teach a lot on the court, and I know that a lot of what I'm saying on the court, and the kids are running and they're hitting shots, they're not even listening to me. I wish they were all the time, but they're not. Because I know I can give the same tip like 5 times in a row, and then all of a sudden I will stop because I can tell they're not listening. I'm like, what did I say? They're like, I don't know. Because you know, it's so fast-paced lots of times when you're on the court. So if you can really slow yourself down and you're just sitting there watching, go, okay, I need to be doing that. That's a good tip. I'm going to go out there today and I'm just going to practice that. So look for one good tip. That's another tip. Look for one good tip a day. Think about, what do you need to improve? Go watch the video. Get a tip that you think works. Work on that one tip. Don't go, okay, that's a good tip. Let me go find another, oh, that's a good tip. Let me find 5 different tips I can do on the forehand to improve, and think about all of them at once. You're not going to get very far, okay? Does that make sense? Tap the screen if that makes sense. All right? Hopefully you guys are liking this. The serve. Yeah, we'll definitely go. I teach the serve pretty well on YouTube. In fact, if you type in slice serve, I'm one of the first 3 videos, I think, on there. So I really like teaching the slice serve. Next tip. So our first 3, if you guys are just joining us, our first 3 tips are A, do shadow strokes. B, do fitness. Okay? Tabata style. I like Tabata style. Tip number 3, watch video. Tip number 4 is visualize. Now this is a tough one. This is a tough one because it requires you to quiet your mind, turn everything off around you, turn off the cell phones, turn off the computer, turn off everything around you, go into a quiet place. We're not going to be distracted. Try and do this for 10 minutes at first. Picture 1 or 2 shots. Maybe you don't make second serves. Really think about what you want for your second serve. Well, I want to get the continental grip. I want to get a topspin serve. I want to get an arc that's going over the net. I want it to kick off the court at my opponent's backhand. Get all those little things in your mind, and now you visualize yourself doing it perfectly over and over and over again, and you want to believe that you can actually go out there and do it. And I promise you, if you do this, it will work. In fact, you know, a lot of times I will do this at home or whatever when I have time, you know, really visualizing a shot. And sometimes before a big point, maybe I'm a little nervous too, I will actually visualize myself making that serve before I serve it. Okay? And it works most of the time. And then when it doesn't work, I take my racket and I smash it to the ground and say, how could you betray me, mind? No, I don't do that. I don't do that. Visualize. Okay, visualize. Very important. The last one, and this is a great time. This is a great time to put this tip in here. This is your last tip. This is tip number 5. Goal setting. All right? We're at the end of the year. Think about what you want to be doing. Think about what you want for your tennis game. What do you want for 2016? Do you want to go from a 3.5 to a 4.0? Do you want to learn how to hit topspin on your forehand that you could never do? Do you want to get a really nice slice backhand? Do you finally want to switch from the hammer grip to the continental grip on the volleys that you know that you haven't done? Do you want to improve your split step? Think about, you know, I would have first write a bunch of just kind of brainstorming, just an absolute mind dump of everything you want to do. Write it down. Then think about what's the most important things to do. And then think about what you can measure, right? Think about what you can actually measure as a goal. Okay, maybe you want to win. Maybe you want to have a winning season. Maybe you want to go to playoffs in your local league. Whatever it is, write all those goals down, and the more you can track and measure it, the better. And write it down. I suggest you write it down on paper rather than on a computer, and then you input it into your computer. But that's another important thing, is have it to where you can keep it and you can always refer back to it. I think if you just keep it on paper, you'll probably lose it and forget about it. So write it down. Super important. Top 5 tips: shadow strokes, fitness, watch video, visualize, goal setting. These are all things you can do and that we have done on a rainy day. I've got no chance of making it on the court today, but you can see where there's a lot of stuff we can do to improve our tennis even on crummy days. So guys, that's it. That's it for the Periscope. I hope you liked it. If you want to see lots of other stuff I do out there, you can go to crunchtimecoaching.com. Follow me on Periscope, so just follow me after this video. I'll follow you back. So follow me if you want to see more of my Periscopes. I'm pretty much always talking about tennis. Okay, you're not going to see me cooking meals or anything like that, unless I think it's a meal that will be good for your tennis game. So it's going to be about tennis. And YouTube, Peter Freeman Tennis. That's it. Happy holidays. Happy holidays, guys. Okay? I'm glad you all joined me today on this Periscope. It was fun. We'll see you later. I'm stopping the broadcast.